Hello and welcome. We are here today to tell you about short breaks in Halton, what they are, who can have them, how they can get them, and what kinds of short breaks are on offer in Halton. My name is James. In 2011, the Brits Carers of Disabled Children regulations came into effect. These said that all local authorities must provide short breaks services for carers of disabled children. Caring for disabled children and young people can be demanding, so giving carers a break helps them to rest so they don't get too tired to carry on caring for them. It also gives them a chance to do everyday things they might not have time to normally. It can also provide time for parents to spend quality time with their other children who don't have a disability. With me is our panel of experts, the Bright Sparks from Halton Speak Out, who will help us to answer a number of questions to help us learn about short breaks in Halton. Okay, let's get started. First, what is a short break?
A short break is a chance for a disabled child and their family to have some time away from each other. This could be for a few hours or overnight. This is to give their carers a break for the disabled child to do something enjoyable.
Regulations say we need to provide daytime care in the homes of disabled children or other places, overnight care at homes of disabled children or other places, activities that are educational, recreational, outside of the disabled children's home. This means they need to do things to learn or have fun or both. These things must be available in evenings, at weekends and in school holidays.
So the next thing we need to know is, who can have short breaks?
Well, that's disabled children and young people from the age of 0 to 18 who can have one or more of the conditions you'll see on the screen.
Problems with hearing, problems with eyesight,
a learning disability, a physical disability,
a chronic or life-threatening illness, or a communication disorder such as autism.
Consciousness disorder like epilepsy or a mental health condition.
These conditions must be serious enough to cause a child or young person with disabilities in their everyday life, such as moving around, communication and understanding dangers, their behaviour, or doing things for themselves.
Thank you. So now we know who can have a short break. We now need to know how those people can get a short break in Halton.
As soon as we know a child has a disability, we want them and their family to get the support from Halton's Team Around the Family, if they wish. This will hopefully stop caring for the child becoming too much for the family and stopping things getting worse for the child in the future. To find out, the Team Around the Family can help a young child or young person with disability and their families, and find out if they can have short breaks.
The family themselves should phone Halton's contact centre. The contact centre will ask for details about the child and request for short breaks. Professional workers with the child and family should fill in a referral form from the contact and referral team or CART. They must get permission from the person who has the parental responsibility for the child. The information or form will be passed on to the contact and referral team.
The contact and referral teams will decide how big the child or young person needs are and who can help them. They will pass the information on to those people or teams.
The Disabled Children's Service is one of those teams, and it is them who will decide if the child or young person and the family can have short breaks.
Someone from the Disabled Children's Service or a social worker, if the child and family have one, will visit the child or young person in their family. They will find out more about them and decide if a short break could help them. If they think they would help, they will tell them what kinds of short breaks are available in Halton.
Oh, that leads us to our next question nicely. What sort of breaks are on offer in Halton?
Since 2011, Halton has worked hard to offer a good selection of short breaks. There are a number of activities and groups that any children or young people can go to. These include activities at children's centres, youth provisions, drama groups, sports activities, uniformed organisations, like brownies, scouts and faith groups. You can find more details about these on Halton's local offer website.
For children with disabilities who have more need and support in their families, there are a range of short breaks. So if a child or young person gets disability living allowance for care at the middle rate or above, and or they have a statement of special education needs or a EHC, education, health and care plan, and or they have individual support at school for 15 hours or more, you might be able to use them without a formal assessment. They are
activities that are organised by the Cheshire Autism Practical Help or CHAPS. Open access groups are run by the Play Council, the Green Bank Cavendish Bike Project.
Group activities run by Core Assets. Family activities, sports activities for young people with disabilities.
Accessible events for young people.
What about children or young people with more complex needs and their families? Are there short breaks provided for them?
Oh yes, if the service we've already talked about are no good for or don't meet the needs of any children or young people who need more support, we have another short breaks that are hopefully more suited to them, like specialist clubs, individual support and overnight breaks. In these situations, a formal assessment of child's and family's needs will be done by the Disabled Children's Service or social care.
Are there any charges for these services and activities? And what about getting to them?
Most of our services are free of charge, but carers will usually be expected to take their children and then pick them up afterwards. In certain circumstances, transport might be offered to a child with specific activity if an assessment says that part or all of the transport costs should be funded. Sometimes carers may be asked to provide a packed lunch or spending money for some trips or a contribution to certain activities like longer outings or special occasions.
Okay, thank you. So there are lots of services and activities that Halton have organised to provide short breaks. What if a family thinks that none of them would suit their child, or they would like their child to be able to do something that it isn't on offer?
Well, in these situations, families might prefer to arrange their own short breaks. This might be more flexible and give a bigger choice for activities that might be better suited to their child and family. They could do this by having a personal budget instead of using one of the services or activities Halton have organised. They can have money to organise their own.
If a child and their family have social workers, they will work out a personal budget and explain how they can use it. They will help them to write a plan for a short break and they organise. If they don't have a social worker, a worker from the Disabled Children's Service will do this. There are 3 types of personal budgets.
You can have an individual contract with an agency that is organised and paid for directly by Halton's disabled children's team or social care.
Or a higher level direct payment, which can be used to pay for a personal assistant to support the child at home or in a community.
Or at lower level direct payment, which can be used to pay for different activities for the child to do in the community.
Wow, you guys on the panel are great! So, we've talked about what a short break is, who can have short breaks, and how you can get them. You've told us about the different short breaks that Halton offers to children or young people with disabilities and their families, and how families can organise their own if they want to. That's a lot of information to remember, and I'm sure people watching will have gotten some of it already. I know I have. At the end of this film, there'll be some useful contact on the screen, but I think the information is also available in other places as well, isn't it?
Yes, that's right. Since September, all local authorities have had to produce what is called a local offer. This is information for children and young people with disabilities and their families about services that are available in their area. All the information about short breaks in Halton is in the Halton Local Offer website. You can get to the local offer website in 3 ways.
You can go to the Halton Borough Council website at www.halton.gov.uk. Click on the Education and Family section, then the Special Education Needs and Disability Local Offer section.
You can go to the Halton Children's Trust website at www.haltonschildrenstrust.co.uk and click on Send Local Offer.
Or you could go to local-offer.haltonchildrentrust.co.uk.
Once you're on the local offer website, log on Ledger Animation, then click on the short breaks bar.
There you'll find the Short Break Bar Statement 2016 to 17, the Short Break Bar Service Guide 2016 to 17, information on short breaks and personal budgets and other useful information.
Information on short breaks in Halton is to contact the Disabled Children's Service. Ring 0151 420 7767 or go to dcs@halton.gov.uk.
Well, I'd like to say a great big thank you to our panel of experts who have helped us to understand more about short breaks in Halton. We will leave those contact details on the screen for a few moments before closing. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.